movie.
Welcome everyone to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello, all.
Yeah, what's up, Chris?
What's up, guys?
All right, so here's the thing: if I was Palpatine, right?
Yep.
Why would I would never put all my eggs in one basket. If I made this whole fleet out there, I'd be like, okay, you know what? Fuck the rule of two. I need a backup plan in case I fucking croak. I'm gonna leave them a nice present. I mean, I'm cloning my bodies and myself and putting my essence into there. Fuck it. Why don't I just clone every fucking Sith there is? So that way there's fucking a zillion fucking Siths running around. Fuck it. Like, why? I mean, like, that's the thing. It's like all these decades and decades and decades, and he's making clone bodies of himself, and he's not getting, he's not engaging, right? So why the fuck would he just clone bodies of himself? Why wouldn't, if the rules are two, that means he would have to have someone with him that he is his apprentice or his thing. He doesn't have anybody. Kylo Ren was never really his. So, like, where's his two, the second person?
Well, that's what he was saying. He was saying that
wasn't Kylo Ren. That's bullshit.
No. I'm not saying that. Kylo Ren wasn't a Sith. You're right. You're absolutely right about that. What I'm saying is he wanted Rey to kill him so that he could essence transfer into her body. Then she would start the rule of two again.
I just want a definitive answer. How many fucking kids did he have?
Apparently one.
No. I mean, like, no. They never said he had one only. I want to know, flat out, did he have more than one? Because there was nothing definitive telling me he only had one kid.
From what they said in the movie, he had one son.
And where the fuck is his wife?
Where was his? Does anybody realize that his son would have to have been around since like the original trilogy?
Yeah.
So his son would have had to have been really fucking old, no?
He would have been in his like 30s or so, I think, because he was probably born sometime during the prequels. He was alive during all of the sequels or all of the original trilogy, and then into the sequel. So he was no, I take that back. He was probably born sometime in the original. He was probably born sometime in like toward the end of the original trilogy or something.
Okay.
And then he met whoever Rey's mother is, and then they had Rey, and then they hit her on Jakku.
So he just wait. So in other words, he had a wife, he had a kid, and then he dumped them to be the emperor, like just going around doing his shit, left them, and they don't want to follow.
We don't know. We have no information about what Palpatine did. They don't
want to follow in his father's footsteps. Oh my God, he's evil. Fuck it, we gotta hide her.
Yes, and get this, right? This was fucking hilarious, and this is really why I urge people to read the novel so that they can catch stuff like this. They hid her on Jakku. Do you know who personally used to go to Jakku to make sure that his temple was being built properly?
Snoke?
Palpatine.
Oh, Palpatine. Okay.
Jakku was literally one of the most pivotal parts of his contingency plan.
So how would he not sense her?
Thank you.
Unless his son was fucking with the Force.
His son was a scrub. He got killed by a regular knife.
Right. Well, then, I mean, I don't know. What the fuck? I mean, there's a lot of, look.
The Force dagger, too. The dagger, right?
Whatever the fuck that is.
The dagger is an ancient Sith weapon that just happens to have the coordinates of the Wayfinder on the second Death Star, which apparently was in the room right next to Palpatine's chair in Return of the Jedi, which survived the crash and explosion, and that one particular piece happened to be the part that the dagger shouldered to.
That's a nice dagger.
Will of the Force. That's what they're trying to tell us.
Whoever crafted that shit, you know what? Fuck like lightsabers. Get real fucking swords like that. I'd invest in that blacksmith or whatever.
That's a perfect black box right there.
They used to do that in the old canon.
What, just have regular swords?
Yeah, that they would imbue with the Force. Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. That's some dagger. That's all I know.
Luke couldn't find the dagger. He couldn't find it because Luke was apparently the weakest Jedi of all. And
Because they had to make this.
No, he just.
female
I mean,
centric.
they made him a fucking pig-headed, where he just let his emotions get involved with shit. I don't know. Okay, so Lando is just like knows everybody all of a sudden. He just knows that he's like Norm of Cheers, but he gets every single person in existence to have a ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody will show up for the Battle of Crete. Nobody will show up for the Battle of Crete. But Lando going around saying, "Hey, we found the ancient homeworld of the Sith."
Let's go, man.
They have an armada. They have an armada of Star Destroyers that have miniaturized Death Star technology that can obliterate an entire planet. Let's go get them. Okay.
Yes. I loved it. I'm sorry. I really enjoyed it. I want to see it again.
I loved it too. I mean, I really did enjoy it.
I want to see it again and again. I don't know.
I'm gonna go see the latest Jumanji.
When's the Mandalorian? Tomorrow?
With my free VIP and free popcorn.
When's Mandalorian?
Tomorrow. Thank God. Thank God that that show exists. Because if that show didn't exist, I would probably just burn all of my Star Wars stuff.
Jesus!
Because dude, this movie has turned me off of Star Wars movies.
That's what The Last Jedi did for me.
Yeah,
just same thing, man.
I mean, I'm not gonna blame you if you didn't like it. Yeah, you didn't like it. That's Hey. But my thing is just I can't sit here and be like, well, yeah, there were a couple things I liked, so that means the movie is good. And then be like, yeah.
Well, no, look, here's the thing. You didn't like it. I wouldn't, look, you knew I didn't like Last Jedi. You were okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with you not liking Rise. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, look,
movie.
It's a movie, right. So you have you could say whatever you want about Rise Skywalker here. That's fine. And it's interesting to talk about because it makes you think. If you didn't think before, I don't know. I mean, look, my whole thing is, growing up since fucking 3, was Luke Skywalker, and to see him act differently than I always pictured him to act, and even Mark Hamill didn't like that. I wasn't on board with that. And then to see this movie kind of basically take a dump on Last Jedi, I love this movie. I don't know. There's a lot of things I liked about this movie. There wasn't really, I just went in there like a child and I just enjoyed it and I didn't pick it apart and I didn't see what everybody was seeing about, oh my God, they're pushing the feminist agenda. I didn't see that. She just
I
didn't see any of that. She just fucking
to what we were hearing, but then it turned
out it's all bullshit. She you could have a woman fucking Jedi. I mean, I was fine with it.
I'll tell you what. Honestly, I think this is the one that had the least of that in it because I mean, Rey in this movie, she legitimately lost to Kylo Ren on the second Death Star before Leia died. He had her. He had her down. He was gonna kill her. And
he just easy with her.
And then he was like, oh,
he saw his mom, and that was she fucking bitch.
Well,
cheated like that. I was fuck, man.
You know what was great? I actually loved that whole part on when they were on Endor. That whole thing on Endor I really liked. And I liked it because, one, they let Kylo Ren actually shine a little bit in that scene.
He was better than her. That was definitely
with the music, too. When he was hitting her lightsaber and the music was picking up everything.
He gave her moments to get up, though.
Yeah.
He could have just been on top of her like goodbye.
Right, and it was nice because it was like a validating moment because it was like this is what was happening in The Force Awakens. This is exactly what happened. This time he wasn't letting it go, and then Leia died, and he was like, oh, that's the only reason why she was able to stab him.
Yeah, but that's kind of fucked up, doesn't it? But let me ask you. So when she healed him, did she heal him of not like that make him like what turned him? The fact that he lost his mother?
I think the fact that she physically healed him, That's sort of like, oh my
Healed
God.
the negativity away, or just healed?
No, it made him like she only really healed the wound, but that made him think. Like it was a combination of things. It was
His mom died.
He healed him. Leia's gone. Then he's still conflicted about what he did to Han. It all came to a point, and that was the point where he was like, I don't want to be this anymore.
Right, so that's why when he was reliving the moment with his dad, but it was a memory, he threw the fucking lightsaber.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not fucking Kylo Ren.
Because that's what he wanted to do in The Force Awakens, but at the time he had no motivation to do that.
Right.
He still thought that he was trying to fulfill what Vader was trying to do.
Right.
So yeah, that was all great. I thought that whole scene was fantastic. But and even when he showed up on Exegol at the end, I was really like, oh, this is pretty good. I like that.
I like that. But I see the thing I didn't understand is like the Knights of Ren was like his brothers, right? Like kind of like
the Knights of Ren they were fucking terrible.
They were supposed to be. Like it's like 1 minute and then the moment he turns good, how the fuck do they know to turn on him?
I think they sensed it through the Force.
Aren't they supposed to be with the Force? No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're Force sensitive.
But he just kicked their fucking ass anyway. It was like, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, he is leagues stronger than them. But
right, we was fighting without a lightsaber. I was like, oh, that was impressive.
Yeah, well, and apparently originally he was supposed to beat them just using the Force.
Right. Well, he was just kicking their ass anyway. Then,
but
okay.
Yeah, but so there was that whole thing, and then he gets in there.
Richard E. Grant was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who he was.
Well, he was Pride, right?
Yeah, he was great.
Allegiant General Pride.
No Matt Smith, by the way.
No, he was there.
He was?
He was at the end of the movie. He was one of the aliens at the end of the movie.
Oh, like a cameo?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that.
I still believe he was supposed to be the young Emperor.
Yeah, what happened with that leak? Was that?
I believe that when they decided that Palpatine was going to do the Force Drain, he was going to turn into a younger version of himself, and it was going to be Matt Smith.
They decided against it, right?
And then they cut it.
They should have went, and they could have done that. Or they could have had.
Was there a scene that there was old Jedi helping her though?
Back to his original.
So way back when, apparently the Force ghosts of Luke, Leia, Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Qui-Gon were supposed to show up in that scene on Exegol, and Anakin too. And
you think that would have been a good idea or no?
I think that would have been fantastic.
Right.
If they would have showed up. I'm going to tell you right now, that's one of the reasons why I don't like the movie is that they didn't do that. The only Force ghosts that showed up were Luke and Leia.
But do you think there's going to be a Snyder cut we'll hear about later on?
No, because they were editing this movie apparently till like one of the last days before it came out or something like that. And then the production for this movie was apparently a nightmare.
Right.
Behind the scenes, it was apparently really bad. So, I get.
So the Millennium Falcon didn't blow up, though.
Thank God. I was expecting it. There was a fake leak online that apparently one of the soundtrack titles was "Last Ride of the Falcon."
Right.
And everybody was like, "Oh, well, there it goes." But then, thankfully,
bullshit. Thank God.
Yeah.
So now, if they would do another one,
several years.
It wouldn't be called Episode 10. It would just be what, Star Wars something?
Yeah, probably.
But isn't it kind of Episode 10, even if it's not Skywalker?
Yeah, I mean, if they were going to do that, they would probably just to continue the main line. Now, normally I would be like, well, it would be cool.
Wouldn't it be cool? No.
Not wouldn't it be cool, but I mean that's what they would turn it into though. But if Thrawn showed up, right, and he was the villain, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't want. You know what? I don't want to see Thrawn in a live action movie.
Right.
Not anymore, because I know they would do something stupid with him. Like they'd say that he's like Force sensitive or something, and then I would literally like pitch myself off the theater roof.
Right.
Because why? But Yeah, no, I don't. Anybody who's involved with Star Wars movies right now needs to not be involved with Star Wars movies. They need to go do something else.
So these future movies will take place in the Rise of Skywalker timeline, like area.
No, they will. It's just they're not going to be involved with the main story.
Right. Okay.
They've apparently got a movie coming out in 2022. So
for what?
That's I don't know. That's going to be the beginning.
Not with Daisy Ridley and all them.
No, it's something else apparently.
So now the Empire, First Order, Last Order, that's done.
Yeah, apparently they're all gone.
Completely.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Not one stormtrooper, nothing.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure there's some, but like they're gone now because allegedly Palpatine's dead, General Pryde's dead, Hux is dead, Kylo Ren's dead, Phasma's dead. So
yeah, I really thought he was going to bring Phasma back.
Yeah, I knew that she was done after 8.
That was weird. So where's the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda?
Apparently, the Razor Crest was in that crowd of ships that Lando brought with him.
The Mandalorian ship?
Yeah.
Was there?
Yep.
Really?
So who's flying it though?
Right, he could be dead already.
He would be really old by then. So
let me ask you a silly question. In Force Awakens, was it Max von Sydow? Is that Max von Sydow? Whoever it was, the guy that died by Kylo Ren, the old man.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the Mandalorian?
No.
Who was that supposed to be? Boba Fett? Who?
That was just Lor San Tekka.
Just that's it. Nobody.
He was a member of the Church of the Force who helped Luke find other Force sensitives in the gap between Return of the Jedi and the Force Awakens.
And we wouldn't know that unless we read books, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, riddle me this, right? So remember how Luke told Rey that Kylo Ren killed his students and then left with a handful of them?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out Kylo Ren never killed any of Luke's students.
What?
Yeah, in the comics, Kylo Ren burns down the temple while nobody's there. And then these 3 Jedi Padawans that Luke was training come back and they're like, Ben, what are you doing? And he's like, yeah, Luke just tried to murder me in my sleep.
So he didn't kill them. So that's not really a sign of evil.
Right. So he left. And
See,
then
I don't believe any. I'm sorry. I have to stop you. I don't believe any fucking shit in the comic books because I no matter what, they're gonna find a way to uncanon it. So like, I don't believe any of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, now you can't because of the fucking movie.
Can't. That goes to show. Don't buy any Star Wars shit because it's bullshit for the comic books. Bullshit. All bullshit.
They tell you.
Even the Han Solo had another wife or almost had another. Everything's bullshit.
Well,
right?
I mean, technically it's not. No.
Well,
technically none of this is wrong. It's just they don't know how to reference it, and then they retcon things. So, Moraband, for example.
With Luke's kid, man, Mara Jade. No.
No, he didn't have any kids.
Never.
Moraband, for example. That's the homeworld of the Sith, not Exegol. Moraband.
Well, can't they just say there are 2 homeworlds? No.
How do you have 2 homeworlds?
I don't know. Somebody breaks that.
They could say Exegol was another planet that the Sith used to go to, but
a sister planet.
Instead, they're like, no, it's actually Exegol is where the Sith apparently was their homeworld. Okay.
But the Sith homeworld will be out in the outer regions?
It doesn't make sense.
Because they're not in the outer regions. They're in the... That doesn't... Okay. Right. So why wouldn't Emperor train new fucking Sith?
Well, because he was too busy training his fucking Snoke clones and Kylo Ren.
Man, that shit, 40 years or whatever, he should have been having like tons of fucking Sith in there.
Well, here's the real...
Who holds him to that rule anyway? He can break this shit. He's the Emperor.
Because he wants to adhere to the Sith doctrine.
Oh, fuck that.
That's why he does what he does.
Bullshit.
But that's why that's what they follow. That's why he does what he does. That's why he's a Sith. But
he follows that, but he doesn't follow all this shit.
Well, I mean, what else does he have to follow? He's the Emperor of the Galaxy.
Supposed to be 2. Where's the other one? Always two there are, a master and the apprentice. Where's
the
the fucking apprentice?
That's the point. He was trying to get Rey to kill him so that she could restart the Sith.
Bullshit. He had an apprentice. Where's the apprentice?
He didn't have one.
That's bullshit.
He was too busy being Snoke and training Kylo Ren.
That's bullshit. He's got an apprentice somewhere. That's ridiculous.
Hey, man.
Listen.
I wouldn't have even brought him back.
He has to have an apprentice. There's always two there are, a master and apprentice. Always two. Always. Always.
I guess.
Where's the apprentice? That's ridiculous. No. Somebody's there. Somebody's around in the background.
It's probably Palpatine.
Who's going to be revealed in 10.
Somebody.
It's probably Palpatine. He's probably
always two there are. It's two.
Yeah, Jar Jar's the second. First
of all, I love these technicalities, right? Because Snoke technically is a fucking goddamn clone, whatever. So whatever his fucking apprentices don't count for shit, because it's not even the Sith anyway. So Snoke could be training fucking Kylo Ren and fucking 20 people. He's not fucking Sith.
He did.
He's not Sith.
He's not a Sith. He trained as many people as he wanted to.
Right. Exactly. Where are they?
They were the Knights of Ren.
They got their ass fucking kicked.
Right, because he focused on Kylo Ren.
That's what sucked ass. Look, this movie was excellent, but the one thing, they could have fucking made it like they were fucking great, the fucking Knights of Ren.
The Knights of Ren, they were fucking background characters. They could have replaced them with cardboard cutouts at this point.
They should have been big.
They should have.
They should have been the biggest fucking thing there is.
They should have had a scene where they literally like steamroll Rey, Poe, and Finn into the ground.
I mean, that should have been that would have been a little too much difficult for Rey then to do that. But still, they were trained by Luke for fucking crying out loud, right? I mean,
no, they weren't.
So where's Luke's people?
They're dead now.
So by who?
I don't know. We're getting that information in the comic.
Oh no! You know what? No, we're not getting in the comics. I'm not getting any of it. It's bullshit.
Yeah, but we are, because they're still saying that this stuff is canon.
Listen, so, my whole point, as I've always said, I was an avid reader of all these Star Wars things, of all these Star Trek Next Generation things, all these things, until they uncanonized it. Like when Star Trek Next Generation came out, anything that they canceled, all the fucking books didn't exist, right? Fucking Star Trek, I'm all Timothy Zahn, fucking great. Heir of the Empire, Dark Force, Rise, and Last Command, fucking fantastic. That shit don't fucking out of me. All this other shit in Dark Horse comics, they had fucking Luke becoming evil, they had fucking the Emperor fucking cloning himself in bodies, Chewbacca died in the fucking albums, all this crazy shit. Now all that shit's garbage.
Well,
But
the thing is, though, George Lucas never considered that stuff canon anyway.
Well, look.
He said, yeah, it's all great, but, like, it's not part of the official story.
Right. But they're not going to say it's unofficial.
It is unofficial.
Well, so, like, why would you ever get any comics, period? If they fucking constantly saying bullshit in there.
Because the stuff that they're putting out now, when they bought Star Wars, they said everything we make is canon.
Except for the Palpatine fucking making fucking Anakin shit.
Well, no, that apparently we all misinterpreted.
Right, I'm sure. Oh, yeah.
That's literally
right,
what
we got that one wrong, yeah. What about the Han Solo wife?
That's still canon.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, I personally don't think it's that crazy to think.
So wait, so he had two women, he had Kira and he had that one too?
Kira was his first love, then he met this one later on, and then he fell in love with Leia, and then, yeah.
But he was married to her now? No, he wasn't technically married to her.
No, I don't think he was actually married to her. She just made that up.
Right.
But again, I don't have an issue with that, because to say that Han Solo was never with anybody before Leia is a little weird, in my opinion.
No, I know, but... So, Darth Maul's dead, right?
Yeah.
Because that's canon with, right? Obi-Wan killed
Rebels,
him.
yep.
That's canon. But Ahsoka's not that. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah, apparently Ahsoka's still alive, I guess.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know.
So everybody that was a voice should be dead, all of them. But because somebody flipped the fuck out about them killing Ahsoka, they changed it. Oh, no, not her.
So, yeah, because everybody else who had a voice is apparently a Force ghost somehow.
Why don't they just make it that that's not the case?
What?
Like, that they're all not dead.
Because all the people everybody that spoke except...
So Mace Windu's dead.
Dead.
That's ridiculous.
He's dead. Yeah, now I can't even...
He shouldn't be dead.
I can't even argue anymore. He's dead.
He shouldn't be dead.
He's dead. Obviously, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Yoda, Qui-Gon, Luke, they all died. And then the other ones that were there were Kanan, which we know he died in Rebels, and somehow he became a Force ghost. Ayla Secura, for some reason, her voice was there, and so is Luminara Unduli. For some God-known reason, they picked those two. And they're like, they're Force ghosts. Luke found them in the Force, and he showed them how to do this somehow, some way, for some un-God-known reason. I don't really know.
That's the Ewoks in Cloud City. Also. Porgs, whatever. Who cares about that, though? I don't know. So now let's talk box office. Does everybody agree with you that sucks? Or do you think it's split?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Does everybody, you think the fan consensus is they agree they're split down the middle?
I actually wouldn't say that. We've got kind of like a reverse Last Jedi going on here, where it's like the vocal majority seems to like the movie,
right?
And there's a vocal minority who don't. The people that checked out, most of the people that checked out after The Last Jedi, they hate this movie. Like, there's a lot of them that are like, yeah, Star Wars is dead. I don't care anymore.
So the people, well, exception to me, I didn't like.
Yeah, I'm not. There's a lot of people who didn't like The Last Jedi that really like this movie, but there's also a good amount of people who didn't like The Last Jedi that also didn't like this one.
Okay.
Then there's a lot of people that like The Last Jedi that absolutely hate this one. I kind of fall into that group, except I don't absolutely hate this movie. There are things in it that I like, but it's split. But I wouldn't say it's as bad as what happened with The Last Jedi, though.
So technically, the Emperor could be in another body.
Sure.
So how stupid are they for not knowing that, though?
Thank you.
That's fucking dumb, though. Honestly.
See, in Dark Empire, we saw a Jedi literally pull his spirit into the afterlife, and that's how you knew, like, oh yeah, he's gone. Like, he ain't coming back. This one, he gets obliterated by Force lightning somehow. Yeah. And then they're like, yeah, he's dead.
But here's the problem, though. There's no balance of the Force now, because balance... See, here's the thing. The Jedi's interpretation of balance is that there's no bad guys.
Yeah.
But that's not balance.
No.
Like, so if they're not balanced, wouldn't the Force create balance?
Somewhere along the line, the Force is going to create a dark side user to balance out the Force.
Right.
Which is why this movie should have ended in one of two ways. With Rey and Kylo Ren still being alive, and one is on the dark, one is on the light. Or they do some kind of Jedi order where they focus on balance rather than being in the light.
But here's the consensus that I got, is that they're not doing that shit with Grey Jedi and shit anymore. It's just good or evil. That's it.
Yes, because we had to take 9 steps backwards with this movie.
Right. Just like the originals. I was like, that's the way listen. Regardless of our differences, I always agree with that too, because I don't like no fucking middle Grey Jedi and, kind of blurring the lines. It's either good or you're evil, that's it. But now it looks like we went back to that completely.
Yeah.
And balance means the good guys prevail, because the good guys are the greatest, and that's balance, because we don't need nothing.
Yeah. Unless we get some kind of novel or something that says that Rey teaches her apprentices about the light and the dark, and it's, like a dichotomy because she's a Skywalker, but she's also a Palpatine.
Well, let me ask you another question now. So that vision she saw of her with like evil, right?
Yeah.
Like she saw herself as like taking Kylo's hand and being.
That was if she became a Sith Lord.
But then she saw herself that she was fighting herself. That was just in her mind.
Yeah.
But that wasn't necessarily the future her.
Nope. It could have been, but it wasn't.
Okay. Because that would have been cool if they did something like that. But
I wish they would have.
So now she can't succumb to the evil. Yeah, at all.
Well, she could.
She could.
Anybody can.
But there's.
And you know what the scary thing is?
What?
Now there's nobody to stop her.
It's unbalanced.
If she ever turned to the dark side, who's going to stop her?
I like the line he says, "Oh, does she do that with us to make us?"
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit!" Imagine that shit. That was good. So he wasn't going to tell her he loved her. Is that he's Force? That's a stupid thing to hold. Like,
yeah, apparently Abrams was like, he was going to tell her that he's Force sensitive.
How does he know though? Maybe the writer wanted something else.
I don't know. Let's remember that the writer of this also wrote Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that. But still, I mean, I know.
Easy stomach.
But I like this movie, so I don't know. A lot. Really liked it a lot. I don't know. I was happy, but so now what's next?
Nobody knows. Movie-wise, nobody knows.
Mandalorian tomorrow.
So,
right?
Yeah, we get Mandalorian tomorrow. I think we're going to get season 2 next year because I think they're filming that right now. And then.
So what's the? Oh, so the baby Yoda is not Yoda.
No,
and it's not even a clone. It's a genetically. It's
referred to as baby Yoda.
It's a genetically evolved Yoda alien species, whatever.
We don't know that.
Well, no, they said it was in the last episode. It was genetically evolved.
Yeah, but that's not the that's not the actual origin though.
So, but it could be a clone of Yoda.
Could be.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that the baby would have Force abilities, right? Or not?
Well, apparently now it's easy to clone Force sensitive, so why not?
So you can just clone. That's stupid, though.
Yeah, no, it is. It's very stupid.
Right.
So that means you could clone anybody.
Right. Okay. So, like, all right, so the woman that was supposedly Lando's daughter, right? She was falling for Finn?
I don't think that she was so much falling for him. I think that they had kind of like a Force connection.
Oh. Force sensitivity connection?
Yeah, because they were both Force sensitive.
Oh.
Apparently everybody on Endor was Force sensitive.
That's ridiculous. Well, I love the weird love triangle stuff that never happened. Like the Rose Tico loves Finn, but Finn don't love her. Lando's daughter probably loves him, but he don't love her. I thought he really loves Rey.
I think he does love Rey, but Rey doesn't love him.
Right, but he didn't say anything to Rey. He loves her.
No.
Well, Ben Solo's out of the picture now, so there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Apparently, Rey had it. She had it for Ben, and Finn can just kind of go by the wayside, I guess.
Right. And then at first, I thought they were making like her and Poe Dameron were close because they're fighting and shit, but no.
Yeah.
They just fight.
That was something that they teased was going to happen a while ago.
They're going to fight?
No, they were going to be an item.
But they weren't, though.
Nope.
No.
Because JJ went on the fan boards and he saw that people wanted Rey and Kylo Ren to be together, so he was like, "All right, let's do that."
Is that what he did?
I think so. I honestly do.
He did a fan service? Is that what he did?
Yeah, I think that's what that was.
Wow. So he appeased fans?
Yes.
Purposely?
Yes.
Okay. So now, what is his take on this whole situation? Is he happy with what he's done? Or
I'm assuming so. Somebody asked him about what he thought of the people that were criticizing the movie, and he said
they're right.
He said that they were right, And then he also said the people who liked the movie were also right. So he gave the political answer.
In other words.
Right.
Yeah, he gave the political, which honestly, I will take that at this point compared to some of the other ways that Disney has responded to Star Wars fans in the past.
I gotta say, I have a different view than you about him. Like, I always had the same view of him, like, oh, you fucking ruin everything. But I really like this movie a lot. I do have to say that. So I'm hopeful.
I went in thinking it was going to turn out to be everybody making cracks about he's going to be the Jar Jar Abrams.
No, I loved him. I loved everything he did in this. I got chills just hearing Emperor talk. It was great. I don't know. Although he's probably not dead anyway, but
every time the Emperor spoke, I wanted to take a Tylenol.
Really? I fucking love that shit. Really?
I didn't feel like that was Palpatine.
Why?
It felt like, you know what it felt like? It felt like somebody trying to be like, I'm writing for Palpatine. Like,
really?
See, it's the Emperor. It's the Emperor. See, he's saying all these things that the Emperor would say, but not at the same time.
You really thought that?
Repeating his lines from Return. That's all what he was doing.
Yeah, and then at the end of the movie,
and I'm going to say this much: you could probably put every single one of these 3 new movies back to back or up and down against.
Well, they were repeating a lot of lines,
and it's like, which movie is this from? And
They were repeating a lot of lines.
Well, what I love too is that there was a part at the end of the movie where he's using Force lightning on Rey, and he's like, he says something like, "The power of the Jedi in you is nothing compared to." Now, the normal person would have him say, "The power in you is nothing compared to the power of the dark side." That's a Palpatine thing to say. That's a very Sith thing to say. But in this movie, JJ goes, no. That's not what he's going to say. He's going to say, "The power in you is nothing compared to the power in me." Okay.
All ego, like that. Wow.
Male toxicity.
I'm gonna say something provocative now.
Okay.
This was the worst interpretation of Palpatine that I've ever seen.
Wow. Really?
Because even Dave Filoni, as much crap as I give Dave Filoni, he does an excellent job when he brings Palpatine in Clone Wars and Rebels. Just like beautiful, like yes, that's the Emperor. Yes. This one, I was like, I like the fact that this was all supposed to be Snoke stuff, but they just slapped that Palpatine Band-Aid on there.
Well, see, my thing is Snoke in a jar. Like, okay, so is he making Snoke come back to life? Like, I don't understand what's that there for? For show?
That was to tell the audience, see, you asked who Snoke was, that's who he was.
But there's got to be a purpose why that body's in the goo. Like, I mean, is he bringing him back?
Those apparently were failed versions of the Snoke clone.
Failed versions.
The one that we saw was the one that succeeded. And then Luke did something to it that just messed it up.
Okay.
And then
made him drink the alien milk.
That's so in other words, when the Emperor's trying to clone himself, is it that the body keeps deteriorating each time?
I think it's basically the same thing that they did in Dark Empire. When he essence transfers into it, it just erodes very quickly.
So he must be going through bodies every week?
Probably, yeah.
Wow.
That's why he was all messed up. That's why he had like no fingers and he was blind and, you know, he was like attached to a giant mechanical.
Or was he really blind, or was he just like his eyes looking like demonic?
Oh, I mean, I'm assuming he probably wasn't. I don't know.
I think he was blind. I think that he's using it for effect.
Probably.
Because he saw what he was doing. I mean, that's just.
It was very similar to what happened with Kanan when he went blind. His eyes looked the same, and then he just used the Force to see.
Yeah, I don't think he was blind. I don't know.
1 minute.
All right. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye for now. You want to create another one, Chris? Or?
Yeah, sure. I'm good.
All right.